Welcome to this Eagle Scout Court of Honor, honoring Carter Jones on his accomplishments of achieving the highest rank of in Scouting BSA. My name is Jackson Jones, and I'm Carter's brother, an Eagle Scout from Troop 33, and I'll be the Master of Ceremonies for today. Would the color guard please come forward for the presentation of the colors?
Audience attention. Color guard attention. Color guard advance. Scout salute. Please join me in the saying of the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Color guard, please post the colors. Color guard dismissed. Audience at ease.
Thank you, color guard. It's going to be a nice, long Court of Honor tonight. We got a lot of speeches to be said today. So if you don't like Carter now, hopefully by the end of this, we may convince you. So the Eagle Scout Court of Honor is an event of great importance to the Scout's life. In order to achieve this high honor, a Scout has to complete many requirements, earn at least 21 merit badges, and serve his troop in leadership positions and plan to carry out a substantial service project for his community. This afternoon, we gather to celebrate Carter's achievement and to recognize his hard work and dedication. I now declare this Court of Honor to be in session. Carter's cousin and former Star Scout, Troop 33, Logan Powerdrill, will now share the Scout Law and Oath.
To earn the highest rank in scouting, a scout must expend a great deal of time and effort. Therefore, the occasion that recognizes his accomplishments should be memorable. This afternoon, we shall recognize the accomplishments of Carter Jones. When a boy becomes a Boy Scout, there is within him something that we call the spirit of scouting. This single-lighted candle before you represents that spirit. Because the spirit of scouting embodies the principles of the Scout Oath and Law, it becomes a shining beacon of inspiration. Alone, this light may seem feeble, but when multiplied by the more than 3.5 million scouts in scouting around the world, it is powerful indeed. After a boy enters scouting, the Scout Law that he promises to obey begins to add to the guidance with his faith and family to provide him. One by one, using the flame from the spirit of scouting, we shall light the symbols for each part of the Scout Law. There are 12 parts. Each is important foundation in the building of a strong character. Carter will now light a candle for each of the 12 points of the Scout Law. A Scout is trustworthy. A Scout tells the truth. He is honest, and he keeps his promises. People can depend on him. A Scout is loyal. A Scout is true to his family, friends, Scout leaders, school, and nation. A Scout is helpful. A Scout cares about the others. He willingly volunteers to help others without expecting payment or a reward. A Scout is friendly. A Scout is a friend to all. He is a brother to other Scouts. He offers his friendship to people of all races and nations, and respects them even if their beliefs and customs are different than his own. A Scout is courteous. A Scout is polite to everyone, regardless of age or position. He knows that using good manners makes it easier for people to get along. A Scout is kind. A Scout knows there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as he wants to be treated. Without good reason, he does not harm or kill any living thing. A Scout is obedient. A Scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop. He obeys the laws of his community and country. If he thinks these rules and laws are unfair, he tries to have them changed in an orderly manner rather than disobeying them. A scout is cheerful. A scout looks for the bright side of life. He cheerfully does tasks that come his way. He tries to make others happy. The scout is thrifty. The scout works to pay his own way and helps others. He saves for the future. He protects and conserves natural resources. He carefully uses time and property. The scout is brave. The scout can face danger, although he is afraid. He has the courage to stand for what he thinks is right, even if others laugh at him or threaten him. The scout is clean. The scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He chooses the company of those who live by high standards. He helps keep his home and community clean. The scout is reverent. The scout is reverent toward God. He is faithful in his religious duties. He respects the beliefs of others. In the scout oath, the young scout promises upon his honor to do his best to do his duty. First to God and his country. Second, to other people. And third, to himself. Carter will now light the 3 candles represented in the 3 parts of the scout oath. As he recites the oath,
on my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country. And to obey the scout law, and help other people at all times. And to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Scouting BSA recognizes our achievements by awarding badges of rank. Scout, Tenderfoot, Second Class, and First Class. Next comes Star, Life, and then the highest rank is Eagle. We will begin with the Scout rank.
And that is...
Know your rank, guys.
The Scout badge is the first badge a new Boy Scout earns after crossing over into a troop. The Scout badge is the very beginning of the scouting experience. By earning your Scout rank, you have begun the noble trail and journey to Eagle. Remember what is expected of you each time you recite the Scout oath and law. Remember also the good example of those Scouts before you and who are here to guide you on your trail.
Next is the Tenderfoot rank.
The Chinese have a saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with but a single step. There is a lesson for us in that saying. In scouting, as in life, the rewards do not come to those who sit back and wait, but to those who continually take steps, both large and small, toward their ultimate goals. Tenderfoot requirements offer a taste of great adventures awaiting you in scouting, and can give you basic skills you'll need to begin taking part in those adventures.
Now, Second Class rank.
The Second Class represents the second major step in your scouting experience. You have earned the rank of Second Class by gaining a better idea of the skills you need for scouting and your life beyond scouting. The experience of scouting can lead you in many different directions. Only you can decide on the direction you want to take. Just like a compass and map are useful for finding your way through the woods, you can use the Scout Oath and Scout Law to chart your trip up the Eagle Trail. As you receive your Second Class, you have started charting your course through scouting, and you need to continue to follow this path.
The next is the rank of First Class.
The founder of Scouting, Lord Baden-Powell, said that all Scouts should earn First Class. Now you have tested yourself even more. You have tried greater adventures and practiced your Scout skills many times. With your confidence and knowledge you now have, people will expect more of you, and you will expect more of yourself. You are prepared to be more of a leader in your patrol, your troop, and your community.
Star rank follows.
Scouts that have earned the star rank have advanced in a way that obligates them to give younger scouts the service and experiences that they have received. Star Scouts leave the part of the troop which receives scouting and are now admitted to a smaller group who now provide scouting to our less experienced scouts. These young men have the privilege and duty to give scouting to leadership, guidance, and inspiration to younger scouts who will follow their lead. Their willingness to do so is a pledge of service and a sign that their understanding of the ideals of scouting is growing. The star badge that they wear is a consistent reminder to the star of service that gives them on the trail to adulthood.
Next is life.
The rank of Life Scout is one that few scouts in the troop achieve. Scouts earning this rank have done so by showing that their heart has the spirit of scouting. They have mastered the outdoor skills required to obtain the rank of first class, and then started learning more about scout spirit and service to others on the path to becoming a Star Scout. By continuing to learn about service to others and gaining a deeper understanding of scout spirit, they then earn the rank of Life Scout. In receiving their life rank, they are approaching their last step towards the Eagle. They have shown that they can lead their troop in service and share in the scouting experiences they have received. The Life Scout badge that they now wear is a constant reminder of the life of service that will shine as a guide to lead them on the trail to adulthood.
At the end of the trail is Eagle.
The Eagle rank is Scouting's highest award. Only a small percentage of Scouts have ever reached this goal. Once an Eagle, always an Eagle. It helps those still on the trail to see the gathering of Eagle Scouts that continue to accompany them along the journey.
Scoutmaster, has the Eagle candidate, Carter Jones, conducted himself in a manner that exemplifies scouting? I'm this Scoutmaster.
He has.
God, there's a switch here. It says Mr. Abbott in the script. Eagle Scout Mr. Troy Abbott will give Carter the Eagle charge.
Thank you. And I do appreciate the honor of being in this role once again. So thank you. Thank you. So I have the honor of giving you the Eagle charge on behalf of your elevation to the highest rank in Scouting. Scouting BSA in all nations is one of the most meaningful and significant movements in the world's history, particularly for youth. And you've been counted worthy of the highest rank. All who know you celebrate this, as I know that you do as well. This is a position of honor, but it is also a position of responsibility. There are expectations that go along with being an Eagle Scout, and as proudly as you proclaim for the rest of your life that you are an Eagle Scout, there's baggage that comes with that. There's an expectation that you have assumed a solemn obligation to your duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts, and to humanity. As you live up to that obligation, you're going to bring honor to yourself and to your brother Scouts. But if you fail to uphold those obligations, you also bring down the name of Scouting as an organization and all those that have gone before you. It's a heavy load. Your responsibility goes beyond your fellow Scouts to your country and God. America has many good things to give you and your children after you, but these things depend for the most part on the character and leadership abilities of her citizens. You are to help her in all that she needs the most. She has a great past, and you are charged with making it a better future. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the highest level of service to God and your fellow men. Live and serve so that those who know you will be inspired to the finest living. We have too many who use their strength and brains to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and abilities to others and to the common good. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence to God. You will leave behind a record of which every scout may be proud.
Thank you, Mr. Rabbit. You're not done, though.
I know.
At this time, I ask Mr. Rabbit to administer the Eagle Scout promise.
So, having heard all that I just said, I want you to make public your commitment to upholding the charges which I've just given you. I'm going to ask you to repeat a pledge that is very similar to one you've said a lot, but today they will have special meaning, and when you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, as I will ask you to do, you'll be using and sealing your oath with the same words used in the Declaration of Independence. So, keep in mind that as you take your place in the Brotherhood of Scouts, Eagle Scouts, that all of the Eagle Scouts that have preceded you stand behind you, encouraging you, and holding you accountable to the oath that you're about to take. Please raise your right hand in the Scout sign and repeat after me. I affirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I affirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best. To make my training an example. And my status and my influence. Count strongly for better scouting. And for better citizenship. In my troop. In my country. And in my contacts with others. To this I pledge my sacred honor. 2. Carter, now by the power vested in me by National Council of BSA, I award you the rank of Eagle Scout. You've made Troop 303 very proud, and may the qualities that inspire you to achieve continue to lead you on to greater success in your life.
Don't get to sit yet. Will Carter's mother and father please join him for the presentation of the Eagle Badge of Rank? That's what I said.
I am.
You're saying stuff.
I am. Oh, yeah, So, Mom and Dad, you've been here throughout this entire journey, and we want you to be here at the culmination of it, obviously. So I have the pin. You guys can fight over who gets to pin that on your son in recognition of his achievement.
We don't fight.
I just want that opportunity. That's just, if they're trying to blood in, give this joke.
Will Miss Junick, Committee Chair of Troop 303, please come forward to present the Eagle neckerchief and Eagle hat from Troop 303.
I take it off?
starting to look pretty fancy.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, the hat was mentioned, but in 303 we have the custom that when you earn Eagle, you get the white hat as soon as you get confirmation that that award has been received. So he's had his hat for a while as a symbol to others. Carter, let me give you this pin in recognition of all of the support and effort that your father has given you over the years in helping you achieve this goal. So please pin that on his lapel. So this is the most important one. I said it's the most important one. Ever since you were a Tiger Scout, your mom has been there to support you every step of the way. Even when you're going off and leaving her for weekends and weeks at a time into the wilderness, being attacked by bears, whatever else might be happening, and she's been home supportive and worried.
And doing the laundry afterwards.
And that. Please bestow upon her this mark of your shared success here.
I love you.
Allow me to please present Troop 303's newest Eagle Scout, Carter Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Abbott. Carter, would you like to now present the Eagle Mentor lapel pin to his father in recognition of his guidance throughout Carter's journey in scouting?
Ow!
I think that requires another hug. You can both sit down. You can sit down now. All right, so now this is the time where all of you have to sit still and listen to a lot of us just talk about him a lot. It's a lot of speeches. More than I've had at any other Court of Honor before. So it was really hard for me to, at first, think of positive things to say to Carter. It's this brotherly instinct to just make fun of him every chance I get. But I think I've come up with a way to say nice things, but I had to start by talking about me. I'm going to tell a little story, and you'll see the point of it in a second. So, back 4 or 5 years ago, it's a long time ago, I went to a camp out. Carter was there too. It was Camp Sit-Up. And this camping experience is special to me in my memory for one reason. And I felt that this was the time I truly started coming out of my shell, really figuring out who I was as a leader, as a person, and just truly becoming myself that I am today. But it really didn't just come on its own. There was an odd thing, and the younger kids are going to get it. I don't know if the adults are going to get it so much. But I had these pair of glasses I would wear around the campsite. You guys know what it is? What are these? Yeah, they're saying Cools McGee. And I'd wear these sunglasses everywhere. For years. And I was this character, Cools McGee. And I would go up in front of the scouts and I'd start teaching things and sing fun songs. And before this, I was too scared to go order from McDonald's, talk to those people. I wouldn't do anything. And this was the transition in my life at Camp Sit-Up that I started becoming a leader. And I would say was where I really started that Eagle journey. And I bring this up because I feel that Carter is more than deserving of being a Cools McGee himself. And I would like to gift these glasses to him today. Because I feel there's no award I can go out and buy him that would have any real significance the way that these glasses do. Because these, although they have this funny little story to them, these really mean a lot to me. These are the point I think I became a leader, that I became a real Eagle Scout. And I want to give these to Carter because I think he is an Eagle Scout. He exemplifies what it means to be an Eagle. And he really, every day, I think, lives that life. Carter, you make me proud to be your brother. And I'm truly just grateful to have you here. And these are yours now. So... keep doing what you're doing. So now I want to invite Logan up because he's got some words to say about Carter too.
I heard there's a lot of speeches, so mine is short. And if I stumble over any of my words, it's because my G and H keys were not working on my laptop. So it looks a little weird written down. My name is Logan Palgel, and I'm Carter's cousin. Carter has known me his whole life. And I've seen him grow and age throughout the years. And while I watch him age and grow, I noticed something about him. He does what he wants. And I think that's the best way to live. You know, he plays the guitar. Whenever he practices and he can show me what he can do on it, it impresses me every time. And he hasn't given up on it. Actually, he got a banjo for Christmas. So please don't give him that. And he wants to play. When we were younger, Carter would always ask if we wanted to make videos. He loved making videos. So he enrolled in the TV video production program at school. And he does videos for school. And he's even helped Jackson make some videos for his school class?
Yeah, pretty
much. Yeah, pretty much. Because that's what he wanted to do. And now he wanted to be an Eagle Scout. Look at that white hat. He did it, you know. He put in the hours and he put in the work to achieve his goal. And I think we should all strive to be like that. Get what we want, do what you want, do what makes you happy. Yes, there are typically obstacles in the way, but how badly do you want to achieve your goal? In order to be happy, you have to work for it. In order to be successful, you have to work for it. But success doesn't always mean happy. Success can be measured by many different standards. You can have money, cars, and a house, but if you're not inherently happy, none of that stuff matters. If that stuff makes you happy, then perfect. The point is, everyone knows what makes them happy. So that should be your goal. I think sometimes it's just that simple. In order to be happy, you have to do the things that make you happy. Even if you aren't feeling happy while you're trying to achieve them, you will be at the end. We have free will. We cannot waste that. Do the things that you're proud of. Do the things that make you happy. Do the things that you want to do. Because that's what Carter did. And Carter put in the work and dedication to become an Eagle Scout today. Because he wanted it. Even if there were times where he didn't feel like he didn't. He still did. He did what he wanted, and we're all proud of him for it. Congratulations.
Will mean Papa please come forward? That's not your stuff.
How much more time do we have to haul? I'll try to be quick. Dang it, Jackson, you had me tearing up over there a minute ago. Thanks for that. So from the outside, it might seem that Carter just was following in his brother's footsteps to get to this point. And while it may have started that way, you know, Jackson joined scouting because of Logan, and maybe Carter joined because Jackson was doing it. But Carter pretty much made it his own. And Mom's going to relate to this. If you know Carter well enough, one of his favorite sayings around the house is, "But I do it this way." And that's what Carter did. He got into scouting, and he did it his way. He went on different camps than Jackson did, and he just made the experience very unique and his own outright. So congratulations on doing that. I did want to talk a little bit about his project. To become an Eagle Scout, you have to plan and lead an Eagle project. And Carter was getting a little frustrated, I think, because he had an idea of what he wanted to do, and he was working with a beneficiary at the American Chestnut Land Trust in Prince Frederick. And they were going around and around on the requirements, and then he went off to do some research, and when he came back, they had a new beneficiary that was working there, and then they had a new board of directors, and the scope was changing, and this was happening, and he was getting very frustrated and a little dejected. But a lesson for the rest of you scouts: hang in there, be persistent, and find a way to make things work. He found a different project that came about, and grabbed a hold of that and talked to the beneficiary, and it just clicked, and he was able to move forward, and he built picnic tables for the St. Mary's County Fairgrounds. He worked back and forth with the beneficiary to figure out how many tables and what kind of materials, and at that time, it's probably still true, the cost of materials was going up and down, and it was hard to figure out just how many tables they're going to build. So he worked all that himself, and he did a great job doing that. And one side note I'd like to share from going through that experience, the beneficiary had an account with Dyson's Lumber, and that's where we went back and forth to talk with them about, how many boards do you think I need, how many screws, what kind of screws. And so Carter was doing all that with Dyson's, and we made several trips. And when he would walk in, "Hey Carter, what do you need today? Hey Carter, what can I help you with?" And Carter, came out of there and he says, "Dad, that's really cool. They know who I am. They know what I'm doing here, and they're taking me serious." And that really stuck with him. And that's part of being an Eagle. You're recognized at that level doing something very important and being a leader. And they recognized that in Carter, and he presented that when he went to talk to them about that. So I'm very proud that this is my second go around for this Eagle Scout Court of Honor. I'm very proud of both my boys. Carter, I can't tell you how proud I am. You have lived the Scout life and the Scout law every day of your life, and your mom and I are extremely proud of everything you're accomplishing. And his path is completely different from Jackson's, and we wouldn't have known it any other way. And I want to present you with this Eagle coin, just to challenge you to continue to be who you are and to continue to grow and do things your way. But keep the Scout law in your mind as you do so, and keep making us proud. Okay.
We have heard a lot of, sorry, I'm getting worked up. There's a lot of nice things being said. We have heard a lot of this afternoon about the long road to becoming an Eagle Scout. Now our honoree will have a chance to tell us what becoming an Eagle Scout has meant to him.
Oh boy. Okay. I would like to preface this by saying mine's not short, but I'll try to make it quick. And I would also like to thank Samuel Chandler for being my my person to read this to and give me some feedback. All right. It'll either go well or it'll be a good story. That is the motto that Scouting has taught me. When things go wrong, there'll always be a way to find good in the situation. Throughout my life, I've had many friends that I've tried to explain Scouting to through telling them stories of my experiences. And many times I've been greeted with concerned gazes and eyebrow raises as I explained to them the times we've butchered meals and had to eat terrible food, or the times we've underprepared for the weather and nearly froze, all with a vibrant grin upon my face. For a long time, I couldn't fathom why they didn't understand the magic of Scouting, why they couldn't understand the joy I got from such experiences. My friends never understood the meaning of Scouts. They never understood the significance of the Eagle Scout rank, or the purpose behind the merit badges, or why I recounted my stories of such outings with unbridled joy. However, I realized recently that those are things that aren't easily explained with words and stories. Scouting teaches through experience. I could go on and on explaining every moment of every outing I've ever been on, but I can never truly explain the meaning of scouting to someone who's never experienced it. If I had told myself years ago that I'd be sprinting from a waterlogged trail in the woods to spray jambalaya from my backside all over the unsuspecting woodland creatures, I probably would have been more hesitant to join Scouts. But now, after experiencing such a experience, I can look back on it knowing that nothing could ever be worse to experience or better to recount. Stories like that and situations like that, admittedly horrible and unfortunate, are part of the reason that scouting is so important to me. If I had never been through that, I'm not sure I would have been able to make it through other difficult things in my life with such a positive outlook. Scouting teaches tenacity and courage. It teaches you how to deal with things you'd be unable to otherwise. It teaches you how to help others through those same situations as well. Some of the younger scouts we've taken into the troop, I'm talking about you guys, are some of the toughest people I know, and you've learned through the very same things that have made me who I am today. It's not all about these horrible experiences, though, as much as we like to talk about those ones. Some of the best moments in scouting are the times where it's just a group of friends sitting around a campfire talking about anything that comes to mind, or the times where we're doing skits around the fire, talking about trying to make other campers laugh about a log, or singing songs about mangoes visiting latrines and birds singing good morning. Sometimes it's about building your own shelter and sleeping in it for a night, or having that feeling of accomplishment from finally completing a difficult merit badge. Sometimes it's about catching the most fish, or maybe climbing Baldy Mountain the quickest. As much as we like to joke about everything that goes wrong, often we don't really mention what goes right. And I think that's where I often lose people while explaining the significance of scouting. Those being in Scouts, those good moments feel so ingrained in my personality that I sometimes forget to mention them. But looking back, those may very well have contributed just as much to making me who I am today. The one outing that comes to mind the most when I think of scouting is Philmont. Philmont was a backpacking high-adventure camp in the state of New Mexico. For those of you that don't know what that means, essentially it was just us, our backpacks, and whatever we could fit in them, hiking and traveling through the mountainous woods of the backcountry, bouncing from campsite to campsite, each unique and special on their own. The ones who joined me on this outing were Mark Howenstein, Joe Gardner, Patrick Albright, Alex Dennis, David and Douglas Abbott, Tim Berman, and Peter Imhoff, as well as Mr. Abbott, Mr. Imhoff, and my dad, Mr. Jones. I believe I can speak for all of us when I say that Philmont was one of the most challenging experiences of my entire life, except for Mr. Imhoff, who treated it like his average Thursday morning run. Jokes aside, I began the trek unsure of whether I'd even be able to finish it. I truly didn't think that I had the physical and mental capability to brave it in the outdoors for 2 weeks, hiking several miles a day with a 30-pound weight on my back. But I proved myself wrong. And not only did I manage that, but I did it all while having the most fun of my entire life. Truly, I do not believe that anything could ever match up to those 10 days out in the rugged nature trails. From spar pole climbing to burro packing, tomahawk throwing to addle tossing, seeing the most beautiful sights and hiking the most amazing trails, Philmont was the experience of a lifetime. One I will never forget, and one that I will use as the foundation of my character until the day I die. And all of it is thanks to those people aforementioned. Without Mark's dedicated efficiency, Joe's unparalleled tenacity, Alex's companionship, David and Douglas's brotherly squabbling, Tim's never-ending list of horrible jokes, Patrick reminding him of how horrible they were, and Peter's strong drive and determination, and the adults' assistance wherever we lacked, I never could have made it to the top of Baldy Mountain and back with a smile on my face. All of these people, alongside the rest of those in the troop, and my family are the reason I'm here today behind this podium. not even the merit badges in my Eagle Scout project, not even the outings I've been on, good or bad, even though those mean so much to me. The real reason I stand here before you today giving this speech is because of my friends and family that have bolstered me up this mountain of achievement, pushing me along every step of my 1,000-mile journey to the top of Eagle Mountain. I thank my friends in Scouting for helping me along the trail to Eagle, giving me support when I needed it the most. I also thank my cousin Logan for roping me into all of this, and my brother Jackson for giving me a reason to stick around. And I thank my parents for pushing me along those last few steps to reach the peak of my journey. Now, as I sat there writing this speech at 11:58, the night before that I was going to present it, I realized I have one last thing I'd like to say, and that is that if you are a scout on your trail to Eagle, any of you guys up here in the front row, don't give up. As simple as it is, just don't give up. No matter how hard or inconsequential it seems, I promise that it really does matter in the end. Without the constant pushing from my father and nagging from my mother and support from my friends and peers, I would not be standing here right now receiving this honor. So I hope to act as that one final push to the pendulum of procrastination you may sit upon in your near future. And I hope in your near future, as you struggle to wrap up those last few merit badges or start the daunting task of your Eagle Scout project, hopefully, unlike the 94% of scouts that never make it to where I stand today, you will be one of the next 6% to climb your own Eagle Mountain and stand up behind this podium with the white hat upon your head, addressing a crowd of your closest friends and family members who helped you make it there. I will forever be grateful to Scouts for the amazing experiences it has allowed me to have, and I will forever be a proud bearer of the Eagle Scout rank. Thank you.
Pretty good. Thank you, Carter. Would Mr. Brad Branch, District Eagle Representative, please come forward to make a presentation on behalf of the Western Shore District and National Capital Area Council?
For those who don't know me, I'm Brad Branch. I'm the District Eagle Rep for Troop 303, and I've been doing the job for a couple years now, I think. And it's always a pleasure to talk with the Scouts from Troop 303. Mainly, I get involved when the Scout to Life Scout, and they, they're getting near the end, and they're wanting to get their project signed off, and that's usually the first time they see me. And I'm like the last signature on their project, and then they go start it. So that was the first time I got to talk to Carter. And, we spent, I don't know, how long? 2, 3, 4 hours talking about your project? It was a good while, wasn't it? This is for your Life Scouts. You can, pay attention. Maybe I'll tell you something that'll help. So we spent a good while going to the project, and I signed off on it, and you were all on your way. And then, 2 or 3 months, 4 months maybe pass, I don't know, 5 months. And then the Scouts come back, and they're ready for their Eagle Border Review. And this is when they come into a room, and I think we book out a whole afternoon to get through this event. And they come in, and they usually it's 3 or 4 adults, and some of the adults they may know, and some of the adults they may not know. And we have a great conversation. And usually on these border reviews, these Eagle Border Reviews, I like to kind of focus on 3 things and have a discussion on 3 things. Do you remember what those 3 things are?
Yes.
Yep. Great job. I'm glad. We don't have to go back over them. And Mr. Abbott, he touched on all of them. We talk about, spend a good deal talking about leadership, and we go over, the citizenship and why there's 4 merit badges there now. And most importantly, the one thing that's important to me, and Mr. Abbott, he talked about it, it was the obligation, the expectation when you're an Eagle Scout. And what does that really mean? It doesn't stop here at this ceremony. You got to carry it with you. And so it's the tradition of the district to present the Eagle belt buckle. And I want to present this to you, but as a reminder of your obligation as an Eagle Scout. So I don't know if you wear a belt buckle, but I don't want you to go home and stick this in a drawer. I want you to have it out. Take it with you if you go to college. Keep it out. And so every day you can take a look at it, and it'll remind you of your obligation as an Eagle Scout. Congratulations. Great job.
Belt buckle. Thank you. All right. So we're going to be closing now. So will the guests please rise for the retiring of the colors? Color guard.
Color guard, please retire the colors. Scout salute. Two. Color guard dismissed. Scouts at ease. Audience at ease.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our Eagle Scout Court of Honor. Carter and his family, that includes me, invite you to enjoy cake in the back following the ceremony.
Yay!
Cake time!
The Chinese have to say, a journey of 1,000 miles.
So